Okay, so with regard to overlapping IPs, you all would be aware of all the forms of intellectual properties, that is patents, trademarks, designs, copyrights, semiconductors, etc. This is one example that I wanted to share with you. Consider the camera, that is Nikon. This product, Nikon camera, has various intellectual properties entwined in it, like the trademark Nikon. It may have the logo or the device mark, the aesthetics of the camera, which can be a subject matter of a protection under the Designs Act, the drawing of the camera, which would be a subject matter of a protection under the Copyrights Act. The semiconductor chip can be a subject matter which can be protected under the Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Layouts Designs Act. And the parts of the camera, that is the lens or the rotatable displays, which may form a part of protection under the Patents Act. So therefore, in a product in itself, there are various IPs that can be protected and therefore can be monetized as well. Certain other forms of overlap, and I've just listed few of them, are logos. Logos can form a part of protection under the trademarks as well as copyright. Trademark by going into the source origin, whereas copyright by virtue of the artistic work. Now, drawings and designs. A drawing is a two-dimensional drawing. A product which can be a three-dimensional part of the two-dimensional drawing can also be protected, and the product in itself can also be protected under the Designs Act. However, whether there is an overlap or not is still a gray area. Designs and trademarks. Now, designs being a design of a product, whereas trademark can fall within a virtue of shape marks or three-dimensional marks. Sound marks. Sound marks can be protected under the Trademarks Act as well as under the Copyright Act by virtue of it being protected as musical works. Trade dress. Trade dress can be protected as a trademark or a copyright or as a design, depending on what exactly is the article. Protection of designs in different classes. A classic example can be, say, a lantern. Now, a lantern can be applied in a different class if it is being used for a table lamp, whereas if suppose the lantern is being used for public displays, then the lantern, it can be applied in different classes. So therefore, there are different intellectual properties in different classes that can be included by the same product. Similarly, if suppose the said product, say for example car, is manufactured in a miniature and is termed as a toy, then both of these form a different class and therefore are differently protected under the Designs Act. Similarly, trademarks and publicity rights, say for example Amitabh Bachchan or Amir Khan, they form a part of a trademark plus they have publicity rights. I'll go through certain examples. Zippo lighters, Ferrero Rochers, Toblerone. Sorry, I don't have either of the chocolates to give you. So all of them form a part of a trademark as 3D marks, and they can be also protected as designs. Examples of IP overlap for designs and patents. A bottle. Now these design applications and US patent numbers have just been given for representation purposes, but what I wanted to convey is that the bottle can be protected under the Designs Act as well as under the Patents Act for the functionality of the said product. So therefore, one particular product may have different intellectual properties that can be protected for. Mickey Mouse as an artistic work, which can be protected under the copyright, but the said article, say for example a mouse which has the aesthetics of a Mickey Mouse, or a computer monitor, can be protected as designs. Other examples are the sound mark of Raymond, or the sound mark of the Yahoo Doodle, which can also be protected as a trademark, and it can be also protected as a copyright if it is in a stylized manner. A camera lens may be registered as a lens itself, the same camera lens as the aesthetics, but for a different purpose can be used as a cup to have coffee. So therefore they can be registered in different classes. So basically what I wanted to convey was that there are various forms of intellectual property that are overlapping, and the entity who is either licensing or assigning its intellectual property need to understand that the products have more than one intellectual properties which can be monetized. Now, there can be various factors which affect the monetization. Term of the protection is one of the major factors. Patents, designs, and copyrights have fixed terms. Although copyright, the term is pretty large, 60 years post the death of the author. But still, the period is fixed, whereas a trademark protection can be termed for perpetuity subject to renewal as well. So therefore, one needs to understand that if suppose one wants to protect their said product, which intellectual property he or she needs to protect it under. For example, in or under the Indian statute, if suppose one has already protected the said product under the Designs Act, then filing a trademark application to protect it for perpetuity might not be allowed, because the definition of design includes that your said design shall exclude a trademark or a copyright. Second major factor is the difference in the IP laws in different jurisdictions. Now, many a times in transactions, when there are various IPs involved and there is a cross-border transaction, you may have as a licensor various intellectual properties including patents. Now, if suppose the industry of the said licensor is in, say, IT, software, or pharmaceutical field, then the said licensor might not have the same protection that he has in other jurisdictions in India, because the Indian patent laws are different than what are there elsewhere. So therefore, as a licensee, one needs to understand that while he is getting into the transaction, he needs to understand what IP is being licensed and whether the licensed IP is eventually going to be a valid patent in India or not. Next is the taxes and duties. Service tax, as an example, is exempted from copyright license. The conditions in a transaction which are considered void need to be tested, because as a licensor, if suppose you would want to put a condition that an exclusive grant back is licensed back to the licensor, that would be void under the Patents Act. And similarly, there are provisions under the Designs Act, wherein if suppose you want to have an article which is not a subject matter of a design also procured from the same licensor, then that provision is void in law. How to monetize? First and foremost is to negotiate, and obviously if suppose you are in a position to first understand that the product has various intellectual properties, then you can negotiate for an additional license fee. Copyright is a bundle of rights, and I believe that all of you know about it. So therefore, when you are licensing or assigning the copyright, you have various rights that you can assign or license. That is from a theatrical right to a right to make a novel, to a right for broadcasting, and so on and so forth. So therefore, depending on your rights and what rights you would want to give to the licensee, the intellectual property valuation can be done. extending IP protection by using the IP protection under statutes which allow perpetual protection. Like one would want to file a trademark application for the shape mark or as a 3D mark so that one can have a perpetual term for that protection. Option to retain and sell IP piecemeal. That is, an entity can have one part of the IP and the other part it can sell or license. In one of the transactions that we were doing between Otsuka and Claris, Claris sold one of the injectable divisions to Otsuka, keeping the infusion division with them, so that they can thereafter decide whether they would want to keep their division or sell it. The transaction between Torrent and Elder, wherein Elder sold off their domestic pharmaceutical business and the brands, but kept the international brands with them. So therefore, they can decide as to whether you have an option at least to retain some of the IPs and sell the rest of them. Taxes and stamp duties. When you are doing a transaction, you need to understand that, and particularly in India, there are stamp duties that are applicable for a transaction when you are selling off or happening off that business. The percentage of stamp duties can vary from 3% to 7% depending on the state. So if suppose you are selling the intellectual property which is both or which can have both trademarks as well as copyright, you can decide as to how much is the value that you would want to show it under the trademarks versus copyrights, because in various other states, copyright assignment may have a lesser stamp duty or a nil stamp duty. So therefore you can decide as to how to segregate the two valuations and therefore have separate deeds for a deed of assignment of a trademark and for copyright. Monetization can also come in with coexistence. Like for example, the Reliance Group. Now, both the Reliance families are using the word Reliance, but they have struck up a deal that both of them will be using different artistic work for them. A trademark can be also used as a commodity. That is, it is basically a commodity for licensing without the license holder actually using it. For example, Lee Cooper. Okay. These are a couple of case laws that I have to end my presentation, wherein in both the case laws I would want to just give examples with regard to the overlapping of intellectual properties. In this case law, TTK, that is TT Krishnamacharya and Company, was asked to pay service tax on the royalties that it received from its group companies for using the said TTK logo. Now TTK did not agree and they filed a writ against the said order, contending that the copyright is specifically excluded from the definition of the intellectual property service under the Indian Finance Act. What was held was that the TTK logo has been used by the group companies, and what impression that was created in the public was the use of TTK as a trademark, and therefore the TTK logo was being used as a trademark and therefore would not fall under the purview of copyright, and therefore they had to pay. The Gorbachev case, wherein the plaintiff sued the defendant under passing off, claiming that the shape of its bottle was distinctive, had acquired substantial reputation, goodwill, and a secondary meaning in India. Although the defendant had a registered design, the court granted an injunction on the ground that the plaintiff had substantial reputation and goodwill vis-a-vis the trademark because of the shape of the mark, irrespective of the fact that the defendant had a registered design. So therefore, depending on what intellectual properties you have, you can choose the intellectual property statute where you would want to file the protection for and claim whatever intellectual property revenues that you would want to create. Thank you.